not a vampire, not an alien. I'm not the fucking mummy, I'm a goblin.
Greetings and welcome. I am the Twisted Goblin, and I'm here today to talk about the worshippers of Cthulhu. There isn't demo out, there is a lots of fucking demos out of games right now. In this weekend that I'm recording this. That could be last weekend, that could be yesterday. Either way, whenever I'm trying to post this. I thought today is the day I tried my hands on a strategy game, city builder, however you want to call this. Lots of lovely green drink. Anyway, so I was like, you know what, I wanna try out. Why I want to try this out? Why do I want to try this out? The Cthulhu worshipping, because I have lots of things of Cthulhu. I have this of Cthulhu. I got up here. I got a hat of Cthulhu. Then down here, I got this beautiful statue of Cthulhu, his whole body and like this on it. I got a few things. I got two shirts of Cthulhu. I have. Do I have something else? I have a feeling I have more things. I have a lot of things of Cthulhu. That's what it comes down to it. I like Lovecraftian horror. I think the Cthulhu mythos is always so fun lore. It's like this tentacle thing. I want a tattoo of Cthulhu, like this whole sleeve I want on some point. I'm really into the whole Lovecraftian Cthulhu. It's like that whole devil hells of worshipping thing without, you know, the metal scene of everything, but you know, without having the last of it. It's more fantasy than that stuff, even though I think, you know, Catholic stuff is kind of fantasy because people created it. It's the same as Lovecraftian. H.P. Lovecraft has created the Lovecraft. You know, it's pretty much the same. Just, you know, it's Lovecraftian horrors are newer than the Catholic hell, and also makes you very interesting. Anyway, so in this game, what do you do in this game? You know, Lovecraftian horrors is worshipping stuff and being terrified of how insignificant that we are, how small we actually are. In this one, you also have Cthulhu is one that sleeps in the deep depths of the waters, very deep. And in this game, you are one of the worshippers that goes, you know, has heard about stories, and you're the priest. You're the priest of the thing. You also have a right hand that's kind of also pretty, but you go to this island where you build your new life. Your new life gets built here. You're the one that has to, you know, create cities. You can name a lot of your characters, and I do that. All of my worshippers have names that I give them. From now on, you'll be known as this guy. From now on, you'll be known as my sister, because yes, I got a name on this that's named one of the characters after my sister, after my grandmother, after some characters that I love. Judy is in it from Cyberpunk. Like, you can give every fucking character to get this closer bunch, you know, the worshipping your followers. Then there is a ship that came across. You could keep them survive, or, you know, toss the weak to Cthulhu from better worlds. That's what I did. The weaks are and we keep the strongs. Why? I don't know. It just seems like the right thing. I need worshippers. I also need to feed Cthulhu, the ancient old one, the priest of the old dark gods. I had to. So I'm building this. Sometimes a worship for Cthulhu, this for Cthulhu, some building for Cthulhu. There's also some things that are sacrificed to Cthulhu. You have always choices. You also have choices what you're gonna do, if it's A or B. What you're gonna do the things for your city is like one. You can like the survivors. What you're gonna do with the ones that got to it? You're gonna sacrifice them, or you're gonna let them all live. If you let them all live, your choice is thing. I really like it because games like this I never play at all. These games I suck at, and normally I do not play those games. But it's Cthulhu. Like I said before, I have lots of things of Cthulhu and the Lovecraftian. Mostly Cthulhu, because Lovecraftian horror stuff, it's hard to find. Cthulhu is like the most famous one, but he's not the strongest one. He's the most famous one, and you also have the Call of Cthulhu. There is a game of that. This is a very detective game. You have to find and trying to go find stuff. I suck at finding stuff. I really do. So I kind of so this is the closest game I can. I hope there are more games, because Lovecraftian is also in the public eye. Yeah, it's one of those that you can do. I even have this book of Cthulhu. I have also the whole Necro collection of the book. Like I said, I love Lovecraftian stuff. Lovecraftian is one of my favorite genres, and it's one of those things that's very hard to go. And you see Lovecraftian in Marvel, some stuff going on mixed into it. You see a lot of Lovecraftian inspired stuff, because H.P. Lovecraft has made it very public that you can do. Some people can do stuff in it. Some is in this universe. Some you can build on top of it. And it's fun, because that means it's also like other people can do it. You can be an indie developer and you can do something with it. You can be a higher AAA developer and you can do something with it. The Lovecraftian thing is it's bigger than human nature, and that's what it always has been. It's bigger than just one human. It's bigger than a fucking corporation. Corporation cannot take hold of it. They cannot. It's also why they're in the Marvel. You have Lovecraftian horrors, but those Lovecraftian horrors are like, okay, we have this character. We call it different, but it's pretty much Cthulhu. But we can call Cthulhu, but then we don't own the IP, so we made it a little bit different enough that we can own. It's like also like Zeus, the Greek gods, and you also have like the Christian stuff. That something like Supernatural has Lucifer. Then you have the TV show Lucifer, and it's like you have so many things, but those are also bigger than just a corporation. Those are made of religion. And then you have this. That's also, Lovecraftian is too big. He made it so perfect that it became too big. People can make something out of it, but they never can own it. That's what I like about it. It's what I hate about also Disney. Because Disney holds their IP so much. Nintendo has the same fucking problem. They hate it when their IP gets used for other stuff. It's like, dude, it's bigger than you. You made it what it is today, but it became so much bigger than you. Yeah, corporations don't like that. It's like, oh, this is our IP. Fuck you, bang. Like, you can enjoy it, but you cannot enjoy it without our permission. Without our permission, you cannot enjoy it. Like Star Wars, it became so much bigger than just George Lucas. It became something, but Disney is like, now it's ours. Yeah, you cannot do that. Yeah, like, yeah, that's let's have like we're gonna change a lot of this thing. We cannot make a horror Star Wars. That would be fucking amazing. But Disney has this, like, okay, this is what everybody's talking about. We're gonna make something out. They don't care about, diversity. They just see that diversity is a thing. So they're like, what can we do? Has anybody ideas? And those ideas don't matter if they're bad executed or not. It's the idea that counts. So the execution doesn't count. They do fucking sucks. And what makes that, like the Acolyte bad is that, it's from Disney. Not anybody else can have their hands on it. So nobody else can make a good thing till Disney approves on it. So it can make 10 years before we get something good of Star Wars again. But with Cthulhu and Lovecraftian, you never know when it's sure. It's like lots between it because it's not the easiest IP to handle. There was the Lovecraftian. There was a TV show with Lovecraftian horror on some point, but that didn't go much. I think it had one season, and that's it. But it's also like, okay, we're doing this. We're doing some racial because this plays off somewhere that's very like crucial to race and everything, but also have Lovecraftian stuff on it, and he has some visions of more Lovecraftian. I see what they want to try to do there. Mix it and it kind of worked, and it was not a bad show, but I didn't see much enough to know. There's also the underwater. There was an underwater movie where you saw in the end Cthulhu. I was like, holy shit, they did it. They made a Cthulhu movie, but nobody knows about it because it barely. There's also the dark side or the dark. I think some side things where there were some worshippers and the Cthulhu and everything dark came out of that occult thing. But Cthulhu kind of possessed thing, so you never saw much of it, and it didn't do well, and it was not the best movie. But I like the introduction to the Cthulhu mythos and having that it's going in. I think fortunately we are not going to see much of it, so it kind of died out. And but now we got the worshippers of Cthulhu. It's a great game. So far I'm enjoying the game. What is weird because I don't like games like this. Maybe I'm gonna play it when it fully comes out. I don't know yet how much it's gonna cost, if it's worth it, because games like this is mostly not my forte. I will not be the best in it, but I like the concept of it. I like what they have been doing in this. I hope to see an action game on some point of Cthulhu, not just a puzzle game, but like an action, like God of War style stuff. I don't know if we ever gonna see this, but Cthulhu is like bigger than anything else. There's so much lore in there. It's like Warhammer as well. Like Warhammer is became bigger than anything else. They if it was not for the last thing that they did, Warhammer is so big and amazing. They build on so much. If it wasn't for the like, oh no, we're gonna retcon this, and a woman has been. You could have done what you could have done if you want some woman as space marines. I don't know why, because you have the Sisters of Silence, you have the Sisters of War, you have like some strong female leads somewhere in the fucking Warhammer universe. Really cool. There's also some normal soldiers that are very cool, but it's like you could have done that. But if you wanted to do, you could have like, okay, in all those 14k millennium, never has been a space marine, but now there is, and then she's like weaker than everybody else than Warhammer, but she seems to crawl out of it, seems to fight her way in it. Seems like she's challenged. You see the struggle that this woman has going against. Oh man, and how she survived the operation, even though all the odds were against her. Everybody's like, you would have this strong Xena warrior princess going on, her being the only woman that has ever achieved this, the only woman that became this, that she has been this will be like one of the fight. Have you seen I barely seen it, but there is Mommy or one and WWE fighter that's like this badass woman that's strong and is amazing, and how they fucking tackled that was so awesome. Like that's what I want, that's what I fucking need. If you're gonna have a space marine, she has to be the only space marine. That this has not been retconned. You don't retcon a fucking woman into the 40k lore that we already have so many about it, so much about. She should be like the only woman that is just started. like a movement that just started, you know, because you know it has to start somewhere. You're not gonna go in history and like, you know what, Eve didn't need Adam. Lilith, Eve went with Lilith and created a child. It's like, no, that doesn't exist. That's retconning a fucking Christianity. But you know, Christianity does already, so that doesn't make any sense at all. Yeah, I just saw a failure man logic, because there is also Christianity that kind of retconned that lots of pagan traditions. They put that into Christianity a lot, so that didn't work. But of course, we know now. Anyway, enough about, you know, what we could do and how we could make some stronger female characters, because that's not what we're trying. Because this game is not about, you know, diversity. It's about unity, about one, you know, and lots of groups. Doesn't matter what race you are, worshipping our dark god Cthulhu. And I love the Lovecraftian. You have like, I don't know how much they go. You have like lots of lore that's gonna go on, and you are worshipping Cthulhu, summoning him from the depths. You have these tentacles coming out. It's awesome, by the way. And you have to try to get. I don't know how much into the lore they go, because it's more about worshipping Cthulhu than actually seeing Cthulhu. You see some tentacles coming from the deep, and you see some. You see buildings about occur. It's more about the worshippers and worshipping Cthulhu than actually, you know, seeing Cthulhu. But what makes it a mystery thing, and also awesome that you are like this cult of Cthulhu, following, making your own cult. That's awesome. I like it. I think so far I'm enjoying the freaking game a lot. And Lovecraftian horrors are always cool. I hope we see some more horror movies based on cosmic horror. What I would love, you know, because in some way Aliens, you know, the movies are also like much more cosmic horrors. I don't know if they got inspired by, but there is possibility, and like there could be cults. I mean, Lovecraftian has so much potential that they could do. So is Star Wars. Star Wars has the potential to become horror as well, with the Sith, the dark side, everything that you could really make some good horror stories about the dark side and how to treat it. They're never gonna do it because now it's in Disney's hands, and Disney doesn't like to be, you know, more dark side going on. They'd like to stay in the light, because even the Acolyte, that should be more a darker story, is more about. Actually, I have no idea what it's about, because it's more like, hey, here's some ideas that I throw into it and make it so diverse as possible. What? You want a good story? No. Diversity is here. You hate it? Fuck you then. Like you're hating on my race, you're hating on this, or you hate it. Like no. I want a good story. Give me a good story, man. If you want to do this, let's do this. If you want a good story, all right, let's see. We have an assassin that should fail lots of times. We have this assassin that she is like tries to go, fails the first test that she is. We find out, trying to find out who she is. We don't know. We don't fucking know. She trying to assassinate it. She's just an assassin in my story, and she tries to assassinate it. So she cries and tries. She comes back, finds out she has a twin sister. They don't know each other. They are talking for the first time. Finds out, like, you know, that this assassin is actually worshipping an ancient Sith Lord. That this assassin has this cult, or that's she has no force powers, by the way. She has no force powers in my fucking story, and she goes back to this cult of assassins, and you don't see the sisters thing. This works after, you know, after those assassins worshipping this ancient Sith statue, and you have this cult going on. Yes, I make it into a fucking cult, but an actually cult, not like one of us. It's like this cult. You have this cosmic horrors vibe going on from the Sith that has tentacles. We have the ancient Sith, like the original Sith going on. That's what I'm like. One of them worships the original Sith. They're going on thing like a Sith. They're woman and man in this my version, because you know, you have the Night Sisters for that. Well, of course, after a while you see that this cult is trying to, you know, make them this Jedi look like the bad guy even more, until finally the drop that she's been manipulating it, that she has been trying to, after the scene, trying to get this assassin, her thing that has no powers, having the one that has powers join her and destroy each other. And we find out, you know, that those twins are maybe not the Grandmaster's children, but one of, you know, the one below it, the one that kind of that it is her children, and she given up one child and made sure the other doesn't even know about it. It's like giving up her child, giving up because it doesn't have the force powers, like that kind of stuff. And she tries to do, then you're like, she has to kill her twin sister, kills her twin sister at the end. The mother, that's like now not only got children that you cannot do in the Jedi, that she did behind the back of the Jedi, she gets banished from the thing, goes her own way, her child goes her own way, and like leaving that would be my ending. Yes, that's pretty much it. I have some more ideas, but this is like the first draft of my idea that I have. It's like, could be a little bit more worked on, but it is already better than a fucking acolyte we got. I think you don't have to be, everything has to be force or created by the force. You could have an artifact on some point that is from these original cult Sith and that possesses one of them. That would be also cool, because the Sith has done that. So like, and then give this assassin powers of this of force, but the force abilities are actually of the Sith, and the Sith starts controlling her more and more till she's not in control, and then you have this final battle with the assassin becoming force sensitive, and then maybe she still has like the force after it left some bit. That could be a cool take. I'm just saying, that's my fucking thing. This is what like a second draft already talking about it, you know. Anyway, so about the game, the Lovecraftian game that I love so much. I think it's good. I think if you love strategy game, city builders, this one is the game for you. If you don't like it, but you love the Lovecraftian stuff, give it a shot. I give it a shot. I give it a fucking shot. And I hope you do too. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm gonna end it here. I hope you enjoyed this video about me talking about it, and apparently rewriting Star Wars The Acolyte for some reason. I just, you know, I do go off a rant sometimes. Sometimes I just go off a rant, and I'm sorry if you don't like that, but I did. Anyway, goodbye, good night, and don't forget to worship our dark god, our the priest of the old ones, our friend Cthulhu.
Then the days got worse and worse, and now you see I've gone completely out of my mind.